This video is going to be on the volume of a cone, but this one is finding the exact answer in terms of pi. So the main difference is that here you won't be using 3.14 for the value of pi. You're just going to write your answer in terms of pi units. So here you're going to find the volume. Remember, volume is the space inside of a three-dimensional object of a cone with a base diameter. Remember, diameter is the long one. It's all the way across, of 11 inches and a height of 12 inches. So here you can see the height is 12 inches. Write the exact volume in terms of pi and be sure to include the correct units in your answer. So I think a lot of people struggle with this, with the finding the volume of a cone because they don't really understand where the formula comes from. Well, let's take a circle and let's cut it into thirds, into 3 equal parts. When we do that, and then you just take one of those parts, let's get rid of these two. So take away 1/3 and then take away this other third. Do you see how we have this shape? Now picture if we took this and we rolled it up. If we rolled it up, it would make a cone. You see that? So this really represents a third of the entire circle. And that's where the third in the volume formula comes from. So the volume, let's do this in a different color. The volume is equal to 1/3 of the area of the base, and the area of the base is a circle, so it's pi r squared, times the height. Okay, so just be careful. This base, it's not just 11, it's actually the area of the base right here. Okay, so let's go ahead and write this out. So volume equals 1/3. The base is a circle, so we want to go ahead and write the area of a circle, and that is pi r squared. That's the formula for the area of a circle. And then times the height, and the height was given to us, that's 12. And the only thing that's tricky about this is that we don't have the r, we have the d, the diameter. But the radius is equal to half of the diameter, or you could think of it as the diameter divided by 2. So this radius is halfway across the circle. If the whole way is 11, that means that the radius is 5.5. So what we're going to get here is 5.5 squared times pi, times 1/3 and times 12. Well, if you do 1/3 and you take a third of 12, that's the same as 12 divided by 3, right? So when you put those two things together, you're just left with 4, right? 12 divided by 3 is 4. Now what's 5.5 squared? Let's go ahead and do this out. 5.5 squared would be times itself. So let's see, 5 times 5 is 25. And then 25 plus 2 is 27, right? And then we're doing the tens, so now we put a 0 here. And you would get the same thing again. So you'd get 5, and then you'd get your 7, and you get your 2. So when we add this up, we get 5, 12, so carry the 1. That would make 10, carry the 1. So this is 30, and then there's decimal points right here. It's 1 decimal point, 2 decimal points. So we go over 2 decimal points. 5 times 5.5 squared is 30.25. So this is really 4 times 30.25 pi. All right, well, let's see. What is 4 times 30? Well, that's 120. And what's 4 times a quarter? Well, that's just 1. So this is actually equal to 121 pi. And then let's think, how would we rate our units for volume? This is inches. And then volume is the space inside a 3D object. So that 3D tells us that this is going to be inches cubed, third power. Let's look at the explanation. And here you can see that is how we get 121 pi inches cubed.